Hi, I'm Teresa Michelle Scanlon, but most people know me as Miss America 2011. I was just a 17-year-old girl, happy, not a care in the world, the middle of 7 kids from western Nebraska. I loved playing piano, dancing jazz duets with my sister, gardening with my mom, and hiking with my dad. I was always very shy, but content. Then, 6 months after graduating high school, I was crowned Miss America 2011, and everything changed. I was 17 years old, but I discovered what being bullied on a national scale felt like. Everyone demands perfection, but it can never be achieved. I was called too fat and too skinny, too pretty and too ugly, too young, but then said I looked too old. I wasn't worth listening to when I spoke, and was dumb because of the color of my hair. I was called a slut and a whore, but then called a prude or weird or crazy when they found out I'm a virgin. Well, here's what you might not know about me. I'm kind of scared of people. Okay, I'm really scared of people. I have a very hard time making friends. I usually try to reach out to the lonely because I am one of them. I smile because I don't want to be pitied. Sometimes I don't want to play the piano anymore because I know I'm not perfect at it. I don't dance anymore because I know I'm not very good. During my year as Miss America, I tried to drown my sorrows, often with food. I gained over 30 pounds during the year because of it, and of course was called fat all the more. Apparently, I'm not very good at handling pressure. During the summer of my year, I was taking a hike on the Scottsbluff National Monument, a sandstone bluff near my house in Nebraska, just like I had so many times before. But this time was different. I neared the edge of the cliff. I inched closer. I stood at the brink with my toes just barely touching earth, almost hanging off into the empty air, just looking down. I almost did it. But someone texted me right then, and it shook me enough to step back. And I truly believe God saved my life that day. That was the first time I can remember, but not the last. It began what has now been almost 2 years of suicidal thinking. I've cried myself to sleep more times than I can count. I rarely cry in front of others. I cry by myself a lot. I constantly struggle with anxiety. I'm often overtaken with shaking fits. I'm not the person I used to be. I've tried to make sure that on the outside it seems okay. And sometimes, for a day or two, I think I'm back to normal. But then anxiety and depression take over again. On the outside, no one can tell, even those who live with me. But inside, I'm dying. Day by day, I'm dying. I don't want to be here anymore. That was in March. Not so very long ago, but it seems like an eternity ago, because after that, I finally opened up to my parents and shared what I had been experiencing with them. I had not quite wanted to accept the gravity of what I had been facing for 2 years, and my dad made it quite clear that it wasn't something to be ashamed of or embarrassed of, but rather something to address and find the solution. That was a combination of many things for me, but one of them has been taking depression medication since March, and it has helped tremendously. But the other side for me has been learning to trust Jesus Christ, to putting my faith and hope in Him, to letting go of what people think of me and all the pressure that entails. Then, not too long ago, I also wrote just a little bit of an addendum, I guess, when I was doing a little bit better, but not quite all the way. It says, to those who say, well, you asked for it by competing for Miss America. You should have known what you were subjecting yourself to. You're right. But does that somehow justify this culture of ours that thrives on bullying, name-calling, and just pure hatefulness? I don't think so. But I think I'll be dealing with this for the rest of my life, because things aren't about to change anytime soon. But now, my comfort and consolation is in Jesus. He's my best friend and the love of my life. When the world is crushing me, he protects me. When I'm pushed to the ground, he holds me in his hand. I've cried on his shoulder countless times, and I talk to him all the time, asking for strength when I feel like I can't live another day.